There's that one that still stood there, Adam. No, that's off. No buck. Just starting to grow its antlers. Just a young buck. Those two Chinese water deer just coming back in again. And then there's 5 row further up. Got to get closer anyway. Just keep coming in. Just keep right close. Just need a bit better angle. Whoop! The other one's off. Yeah, the other one's run off. Yeah, so those two Chinese water deer that came across the track just up here ran out into the field. They then came down the margin between the cereal field and the cultivated field. Looked like a doe and a buck again. I think I got a shot on the buck out of the two of them. It was just at a slightly better angle to get a shot. I was hoping to get far enough down to them because there was 5 row in the distance as well. So I was thinking if we got a shot on one of those Chinese, then we could maybe get a shot on one of the row. But the row actually clocked us coming down the edge here and ran off. I don't think the Chinese really noticed them going, but obviously they had to get the gun up quick and take a shot on the Chinese before we lost both opportunities. So, yeah. We'll go and see what happened, see which one we got, and then we'll carry on down towards the wood. Very good. Yeah, so as I thought, Chinese water deer buck. Actually took it sort of high in the shoulder where the neck meets the shoulder because it was still on a little bit of an angle. And I've got the 30-06 this morning and it's a bit mighty just to, bash them straight through the chest. So, yeah, the doe ran off. So yeah, looks like a early middle-aged buck. Obviously got those big canine teeth on there which they use for fighting with other ones. So he would have done some rutting with that doe. Yeah, it's not overly fat, so he's obviously done a fair bit of running around. But that's actually the first Chinese water deer I've shot on the estate. We've had a couple hit on the road, and a client shot one just out culling with one of my other guides. So yeah, good to get off the mark myself. And we'll be shooting these as we see them from now on, because there's quite a few getting around. Good, we'll leave this here. We'll just go around the edge, see if we can find those roe. So we've just come through this little bit of trees. Used to get quite a lot of deer laying up in here, but we've got one of these fenced off areas on my right now. Those roe ran out in the field and they'll probably run straight across into a cover crop just over here. So We'll just go around the corner, we might get lucky and see them there, but I think they've probably just run straight over there, so just keep looking around. A couple of muntjac through here, but they're right in a load of branches and brambles. Just only pick out bits of them moving. There's no way you're going to find it in the camera. Let's just try stalking through a bit, see if we can get closer. I can just see like bits of them in the thermal, but nothing to shoot at through the scope. Even if I had the thermal clip on, I still couldn't shoot. It's just odd bits of heat in between the branches. We'll just keep creeping forward. One still in there, just can't get a good picture of it through the binoculars. So frustrating, I can see bits of it but nothing to shoot at properly. It's just in under a fallen tree. Oh, it's just run off. Good sized doe. Yeah, we came into these pine trees and there was quite a few dotted about, maybe 2 or 3 muntjac in here, but couldn't really get a shot on any of them. And they were walking through this bracken because obviously they were lower than the height of the bracken, even though it's come down quite a bit. And then this one just stepped out into the open enough to get a shot, so it was about 120 metres through there. And then we just stood there a few minutes to see if any of the others would move into a better position, but they all just ran off after the shot. So good. We'll start heading back round because we need to get that Chinese picked up and grallocked and obviously get this one done as well. So we'll leave that there, we'll come and get that later. So another short one done there. Obviously first Chinese water deer buck for me on the estate, which is nice. So I'll get that head cleaned up and that can go in my man room. And then we've got a muntjac doe in the woods here afterwards. Some people, it sounds a bit cheesy, but when people come over to stalk deer from abroad, they call it like the tiny two obviously the 2 smallest of the UK 6 deer species. So yeah, we'll be back next month doing something else. February is also British Shooting Show month, so I'll be there on the Swarovski stand. So if you're going, come and say hello. Catch you next month.